everyone, welcome back to another episode of Vicky's Daily Stand-Up. So in today's video, we are going to talk about 5 things that you might be missing when you are building your personal projects. In the last videos that I've talked about different project ideas that might help you to create your personal projects. If you are missing out on that video, go ahead and click on the button right somewhere here and you can go check out that video. So when it comes to building your personal projects, it's super important to follow these 5 things. So the first thing is a clean UI. So when I talked about clean UI, I don't mean to talk about like how well that you design the whole application, which is also important when it comes to it is your personal project. You do want it to apply some really basic design rules, but oftentimes I want to focus on the idea around responsive web design, which means that your application should have a really clean UI, not only on the desktops, also having a really clean UI on your mobile devices and on your iPads and other devices as well. The reason behind that is because whoever is coming to check out your projects is going to look at how responsive this application is. It just makes you a more rounded developer and makes you stand out over other developers who did not put this responsive web app into consideration. And one of the quick tips that I would recommend for anyone who's just starting out and they don't feel like going through all that custom CSS and try to put media queries into different breakpoints, I would highly recommend to use a CSS framework such as Bootstrapped or Materialized, anything that would help you to create a fast and quick, clean UI for your personal project, so that you can actually focus on creating great projects instead of spending way too much time on creating that clean UI. Second thing that a lot of people are missing out on is design systems. Really think about how you would architect your projects. Like what kind of technologies would you use and the reason behind that. Thinking about the trade-offs and always thinking about how you should be architect your project, because you're demonstrating not just a programmer, not just a coder, but you are demonstrating the ability to think as a software engineer, someone who are actually thinking ahead and someone who are actually trying to architect and plan ahead of time. I remember there is this saying that hours of planning that actually save days of coding. Like always thinking about how you can architect this application before you even start diving into coding would help you a ton in the future. The third important thing that people miss out on is the tech stack aligned with what kind of employers that you're looking for. So when it comes to technologies and different frameworks and libraries, there's just so many selections. When you are building your personal projects, I want you to really dive into the kind of employers that you are trying to apply your job to. Just because they're thinking if you already knowing that tech stack, the possibility of them to, training you and spending time with you to teach you all the frameworks and code bases, it will be easier. The sun is like crazy right now. So the fourth thing that people are overlooking is the idea of deployment and hosting. What kind of hosting services that you're using and also how much of a collaboration you're participating in with other developers. This idea is important because they want to make sure that you understand how to collaborate with different developers, and you also understand the deployment pipelines in the company. So having a knowledge in Git version control and also collaborating with different developers is also a very important skill set that you should be demonstrating on your personal projects. Really try to pair program with other coders. I remember when I was building my personal projects, I collaborate with UX and UI designers. That was a really important experience to mention as you building your personal project, because at the end of the day you wanted to go on interviews and you wanted to be able to elaborate a little bit more about your experience during the interview. The fifth, the last thing but not the least thing, is the Readmes. It's important for people to be able to communicate to other developers through README files, through creating good documentations. When you're looking at a lot of the famous frameworks like React or Gatsby, They have created such an amazing documentations on how to use their framework and how to use their libraries. It really helps other developers to understand step by steps how to use your framework. It's going to be easier for them to share your framework to other developers as well. So creating a really nice README file would really help you to stand out in your personal project. I hope this video is helpful. Give me a thumbs up, share this video with someone else, smash that like button. If you're curious about what kind of project ideas that you should be building for your personal project to get you hired, go check out one of the videos. Somewhere here I'll link down below. And also, if you are interested in this kind of content, please leave the comments down below and let me know, and even click on the subscribe button so then you can also watch more contents like this and even get notified when I release a new video every week. That is the end of the video, and until next time, I'll talk to you soon. Please stay safe and stay healthy and continue learning, continue coding.